Hola, hola mi gente, bienvenidos otra vez. La Trifuerza está presente, suscríbete y ya ves. El juego aquí es la ley, cada video es un festín. No te pierdas lo que viene, conéctate hasta el fin. Dale like y suscribirse, no te lo puedes perder. Nuestra pasión es jugar, lo mejor está por ver. Cada martes y jueves, las mejores aventuras, directo al corazón. Si te gusta lo que ves, comparte con tus amigos. La diversión no se acaba, este canal es testigo.
Pues bueno chicos, bienvenidos una tarde más aquí al directo de Xbox Gamescon Livestream. Hoy es el segundo día que expone Xbox sus juegos, es que el juego va a exponer hoy en la Gamescom. Y bueno, espero que hoy el evento de la feria esta no sea tan soporífera como el de ayer, que ayer fue muy lento, muy jodido, pero bueno. Esperamos que hoy sea más ameno, más distendido y no tanta entrevista, tanto rollo, tanta historia. Empieza a las 3, faltan 15 minutos y hoy creo que van a hablar de Fallout 76, no tengo aquí la lista, de Fallout 76, de Towerborne, de Flight Simulator, de Livestream y de algunos cuantos más. Espero que nos den alguna sorpresa. Hay unos juegos bastante interesante. Me llamó mucho la atención el Atom, que bueno, es un juego que a priori gráficamente no se ve mal y la propuesta que nos trae es muy común. Es un juego que no aporta ese grado diferenciador, pero si la historia está bien, puede que sea un juego muy chulo. También hablar un poco de lo que es la expansión de Diablo 4, hablaron ayer. Y bueno, pues deciros que hubo una cosa que sí me llamó mucho la atención de la expansión del Diablo 4, que fue la Ciudadela Oscura, que es una zona donde vamos a estar para poder jugar de forma cooperativa hasta 4 jugadores. Y eso está muy interesante. También hablaron de la expansión de Starfield, Espacio Quebrado, que la verdad que pinta bien. También hablar un poco de los vehículos que ya dieron en la apertura de la feria, que iban a meter vehículos, y la verdad que bueno, está bien. Y hoy pues no sé lo que nos van a traer así Xbox, la verdad. Yo espero que nos den una sorpresita buena. Y bueno, espero que vaya entrando gente al chat, que esto podamos hablar, podemos ir comentando qué nos parece. Y espero que nos dé una sorpresita a Xbox estos días. Ya no nos dio ninguna. Espero que hoy y mañana nos digan algo. Yo espero que en estos 2 días, entre hoy y mañana, anuncien algo más de Blade, el juego de Neo de cazavampiros de Marvel, que es un juego que lo vimos en el showcase y la verdad que a mí me gustó bastante lo poquito que mostraron. No sabemos nada de él. Entonces yo espero que entre hoy y mañana muestren algo. Y poco más, porque hoy no sé si hablarán de la Bowie o hablarán mañana. No sé, pero vamos, también espero que digan algo de la Bowie, así por casualidad ya no diesen fecha, o no, pero vamos, no creo que den fecha de la Bowie. La Bowie es otro juego que yo espero mucho y espero con ilusión. Me sentó como un jarro de agua fría que se retrasase, pero bueno, es lo que hay. Ya sabemos que en esto de la industria de videojuegos siempre hay retraso y más retraso. Perdona. Y bueno, ya habéis visto lo que salía un por las redes sociales con el anuncio de Indiana Jones en la PlayStation 5. No me voy a repetir, pero vamos. Lo queréis saber qué opino, he dejado un vídeo sobre mi opinión sobre el tema aquí en el canal, lo podéis ver. Donde digo mi opinión sin pelo en la lengua, donde digo lo que siento sobre esa noticia. Hay algunos que ya me están diciendo que soy un poco fanboyista y derrotista y tal, pero vamos, a mí me da igual lo que me digan. Yo, esa es mi opinión y hasta cada uno tendrá su opinión. Y faltan 9 minutos y por ahora no se ha metido nadie en el chat. Bueno, no sé si se meterá alguien o no, ya estuvimos unos poquitos, anormal, el canal es pequeño, llevo poco tiempo y la gente pues no me conoce mucho, pero bueno, es que quiero darle las gracias a la gente que estuvo conmigo ayer en el directo, a Primoda, a Brooke, a Horacio, a Michiwata, a Sefiro, a David, que bueno, que me estuvieron aguantando cerca de 3 horitas, 3 horas y media largas, aquí en un evento súper soporífero. La verdad que fue un evento, no, yo creo que de los peores eventos que yo he visto. Entonces que espero que hoy sea un poquito más o menos, que no nos den tantas charlas, que no nos den tanto aburrimiento, que hagamos juegos, no anuncien juegos, que no hablen un poquito, sí, pero no que se tiren 20 minutos hablando del juego, de que porque han hecho esto, porque han hecho lo otro. Qué rollo, macho. Perdona que tengo la boca seca. Qué rollazo de evento, la verdad. Pero bueno, hay que entender de que esto no es un evento como un showcase, esto es una feria de la industria del videojuego y tienen que hablar de no solamente de enseñando videojuegos, sino hablar de lo que han hecho y de lo que van a aportar a la industria con ese videojuego. O sea, es normal, pero coño, que no te tires 5 minutos usando el videojuego y 20 de charleta pura y dura, es que es... Pero vamos a ver lo que nos ofrece hoy Xbox. Ya hay 5 que vayan al chat, a ver si saluda a alguien, vamos hablando, a ver si lo que me están viendo ahora mismo, qué esperan que anuncie hoy en el evento este de hoy de Xbox, y que lo digan en el chat y lo vamos comentando y lo vamos debatiendo. Hoy no toca a Bower. Yo sé que mucha gente está esperando que salga a Bower y que digan algo de Bower. Hoy no toca a Bower. A lo mejor sí. Mañana es cuando toca el Bower. Hoy hablarán de Towerborne, de Flight Simulator, de EVELIUZ 76 y de alguno más, pero no tengo aquí la lista completa, pero esos son los juegos que más o menos van a tocar. Entonces que vamos a esperar 12 minutillos, así vamos conectando. Y nada, pues la gente que me vea, pues deciros que suscribiros a mi canal, darle un fuerte like y esperamos que hoy sea la tarde más amena y más buena en cuestión de lo que nos muestre Xbox. Hoy supuestamente nos van a mostrar más videojuegos que ayer, supuestamente. Es una lista larga. Entonces que... a ver si nos esperamos una sorpresita. 5 minutos, ya mismo conectamos, faltan 5 minutos. No sé si... voy a compartirlo en Twitch. Mira, mi chihuahua entra ahora, mi chihuahua. ¿Qué pasa? Estoy intentando compartir el directo ahora otra vez en esa, si se conecta alguien. Espero que hoy... eso estaba diciendo antes, que espero que sea más animado, por lo menos más distendido, coño, que es que ayer fue súper saporífero, como yo digo, súper aburrido. ¿Qué esperas tú que, Michiwata, qué esperas tú hoy que nos muestre esta gente? Yo he dicho de que el Abogüe, mucha gente espera de el Abogüe no se va a mostrar hoy, yo creo que se muestra mañana, que dirán algo de la Abogüe. Y bueno, yo espero que entre hoy y mañana muestren algo del Blade. Así que usemos los dedos. Voy a compartirlo. Lo estoy compartiendo en eso. No quiero tampoco saturar mucho la línea porque no quiero saturar la línea. ¿Tú crees que hará un gesto? Yo no. Equipo ha pasado a ser la empresa pro usuario que más miraba al usuario a ser la empresa más billetera, tío. Me he llevado últimamente dos grandes chascos con Xbox. Primero con la presentación de Indiana Jones, que vamos, me sentó como jarro de agua fría. Y después lo de sacar el Blade, el Senua Saga 2, solamente en digital. Eso también me sentó a mí, vamos, un poco jodido, ¿eh? Un poco jodido. Pero sí, hay que ser positivo. Sí, hombre, a ver, yo antes de PlayStation o Sony o Nintendo soy Xbox. Me encanta por la consola, los servicios, el online, todo lo que ofrece, todo lo que ofrece. Pero de vez en cuando Xbox nos está metiendo una puñalada trapera que vamos, que es que parece ser que si no te la dan a la entrada, te la dan a la salida, ¿no? Pero bueno, eso es lo que hay y eso es lo que tenemos. Yo no me voy a cambiar de luego a otra compañía por lo que está haciendo Microsoft. Yo siempre le voy a dar un voto de confianza. ¿Qué duele? Claro que duele. Bueno, 2 minutos, 2 minutillos. A ver que nos muestran hoy. Oye, el Skyhammer, una pregunta. Ya el Skyhammer no ha sorteado todavía el monitor, ¿no? Yo estuve hablando con él y de que quería hacerlo mediante una aplicación y tal. Lo está mirando, pero después a ver si le mando un correo, le mando algo. Venga, 1 minuto y 10 segundos. Somos 5 en el chat, estamos hablando más que mi chihuahua y yo. Alguien podría saludar y las 5 personas que lo están viendo. No ha dicho nada de sorteo, sí, no ha dicho nada. Es raro, ¿eh? Puede ser, pero entonces para que da una fecha. Yo que se iba a sortear el día 21, coño. Yo hice un sorteo. Antiguamente yo tuve un canal. Vamos a conectar que esto ya. Vamos al lío. Empieza. Algo que se nos abre el evento. Hoy no voy a poner los cascos. No pienso pasar tanta galas como allá en la oreja, macho.
Welcome to Gamescom live from the Xbox booth.
In just a few minutes, the team from Star Wars one of the most anticipated games of the year. Then we'll tell you how to get into the newest chapter of World of Warcraft, even if you've never played before.
I'm so excited for that.
Bueno, es que lo
Later,
presentan hoy.
it's time to talk updates as the squad from Elder Scrolls Online stops by to unpack what
No, sí, me lo voy a poner porque es que no estoy
latest
escuchando.
chapter and show off some game-changing
Ah, sufrí.
features.
Plus, we've got more from Microsoft Flight Simulator, Fallout 76, and Towerborne, not to mention a new sim that literally lets you date everything. Intrigued? Stay tuned to find out more about these and many, many, many other titles.
But first, it's time to throw it to the latest from Star Wars Outlaws.
Ves, the underworld's favorite new
Wow,
star.
Star Wars Outlaws. ¿Qué ganas tengo yo de este juego, tío?
This is your one shot.
Yo soy fanático de Star Wars Outlaws. Bueno, Star Wars, tío. Y tengo muchas ganas de que salga este juego. Ya lo tengo reservado y todo.
Get in. How about getting out? This job?
Con este juego, tío, se ha creado una polémica. Que si es un mundo abierto, pero es muy chico porque con las motos, speeders, te puedes recorrer todo en 4 minutos o algo así. Yo hice un vídeo calculando lo que alcanzaba un speeder en cuántos kilómetros recorría en 4 minutos con la velocidad media, ¿vale? Y coño, es una gran distancia. Vamos, bastante grande. Y sea un mundo abierto donde todos los puntos que tú veas los puedes alcanzar, pues, el mapa no es chico, ¿eh? No son chicos los planetas.
I'm in.
El 30 de agosto. Otra vez el hermano este de el primo hermano de los Monta.
Hello, excited.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, that's a hell of a trailer to cut. I mean,
Do you know what?
El Jay
That's the
Subivo
first time
es guapísimo. No te voy a spoilear, pero es guapísimo.
oh,
It's,
yeah.
The music gets me every time. I love the characters.
Yeah.
The locations look great. So, from a point of view of somebody who's just discovering it, I'm very happy.
Good. I mean, can you set the scene for us a little bit? Because although that did give us a little look at what we're going to be getting up to,
Yeah.
what is Star Wars Outlaws exactly?
What is Star Wars Outlaws? So, it's the first ever open world Star Wars RPG game that features scoundrels, outlaws.
Dice la
My
localización,
favorite
también los
type of
personajes.
Star Wars. So
Eh,
it's
Star
really
Wars Outlaws.
giving you the keys to be part of the underworld, part of the galaxy of Star Wars on your terms.
I love the sound of it because you're right. This is a brand new experience for a lot of players. We've had tales about Force.
Pues la verdad que plantearse un videojuego de Star Wars sin los poderes de la fuerza ni los sables láser, y desde el punto de vista de lo que es un contrabandista
Yes,
como es la
absolutely.
chica esta,
So
como podía
this
ser Han
is
Solo,
the first time we
pero
really
está muy bien, no
dive
siempre
into
son que se
a
sale
Kiva,
láser,
and
se
a
pone la
Kiva
fuerza y tal.
was only ever featured in a
Dicen que
series
no
of
va a
books
salir nada de
after
sable láser, pero yo creo que saldrá algún
So
retoque,
we're
saldrá
the
algún
first to
encontronazo,
take
tendremos
those words
con
and to
algún
transform
Jedi
them
seguro.
into something
O veremos
lush,
a un Jedi.
beautiful, complex.
Yeah.
Porque la fuerza es una cosa que está inherente en el mundo de
But
Star
also
Wars, no
the
creo que lo
politics, the
quiten.
dynamics that are happening. You'll be able to see while Kay runs around the streets of Mira, the main city.
It's very beautiful.
It's gorgeous,
Yeah.
but it's also corrupt. And you'll see that there's stormtroopers, there's an Empire presence, and the
Que tiene unos
Pikes
gráficos,
and the
¿no?
Hutts are also fighting it out. So Empires and Syndicate presence within
Estamos de
the
22,
city,
aquí faltan
within the
8
planet as a
días,
whole.
tío, para
Well,
este
we'll get
juego.
onto the
8
syndicate in
días.
just a sec, but as I've heard from you before, speaking about the game,
Hablando, me
one
faltan
thing your team's
8
really
días
proud
para
of
este
in
juego.
particular with Star Wars Outlaws is those hubs of where Kay can get her intel, and that all starts with cantinas. Now, the cantinas that we have on Akiva, very different to the ones we have on Tatooine. Tell me a bit about how you go in designing these to make sure they feel like Star Wars cantinas, but also reflective of the planet or moon that they're on.
Absolutely. So The cantina
Bichi,
is
¿tú has
this
jugado a
flashpoint of everything that
este juego
makes
Star Wars de las
Star Wars
naves
special.
del
And the
escuadrón?
approach, the design
Qué
philosophy
locura, te lo
that,
recomiendo.
we
Porque es que
worked with,
era un piloto de un
Lucasfilm
caza o
Games
de un TIE,
really
era
allowed us to understand
guapísimo,
the
guapísimo.
simplicity, relatability,
Muy guapo.
and
Si no lo has
yet
jugado,
difference
juégalo.
that all
Es
of
solamente
these
nave,
locations
puramente
can
nave.
take. So, for example,
Y
in the real world,
a
you
mí me
have jazz
flipó
bars, you have
con
Korean
locura
barbecues,
ese
you have
videojuego.
all of these different
Por
types
cierto,
of
tenía yo el
locations.
póster.
So each one
Ya
of
no
these
se me
had to
guarda.
have a different type of vibe. Here
Una
in
locura de
Akiva,
videojuego.
it's a tropical tiki bar. So that's the vibe that we were going for.
Ah,
Sounds
sí,
great.
ya lo he
It's
visto.
obviously a great place to meet up with these crime syndicates and get some jobs. How do they make an impact on the game?
So, of course, this is a game about the underworld of Star Wars. And there are 4 main syndicates. There's maybe more, but there are 4 main syndicates that you'll be dealing with. The Pikes, the Hutts,
Lo típico de este
the
tipo de
Ashina
videojuegos,
clan
puedes
that
cambiar
we
las
created with
armas,
Lucasfilm Games, and the Crimson
para
Dawn.
modificarlas
And
y
you, as an outlaw,
lo
are
típico,
going to
pero
be
no.
able to work
El
on
juego
your
tiene una
reputation,
pintaza
each one of those.
brutal.
Doing jobs for some,
Brutal.
betraying others, and building your profile accordingly. So very, very involved in your personal story throughout this adventure.
That's incredible. So they will form a general structure that Kay can live out this story in, but how much agency do players have to maybe go off the beaten path, maybe take Kay down some slightly darker routes, or playing the good
Ese
guy a
mapa no
bit?
es chico, tío. Yo no veo chico
100% up to
el
you.
mapa que
So,
están
for
mostrando.
example, here, this is the first time we ever show this quest. And it's a quest where you've landed in Akiva.
No puedes
Your
cambiar la
main
ropa,
focus
claro,
is to
todo
go
lo
pick up a
típico
droid
es
smith. A droid smith that you need to pull off this heist that
lo
we've been
típico
talking
de
about. 157
de
million
tipo de
credits,
videojuego.
that's a lot of
Not
credits.
bad, yeah.
And to do that, you're going to have to upgrade your equipment, which we're doing there.
Yeah.
We're making sure that your loadout is the right one. You jump on your speeder, and you'll be able to be distracted by curiosity on the way. So you're speeding off, you're on the way. It's quite a journey, and on that journey, you're going to be able to do jumps, tricks.
Nice.
The bike is based on motocross, so it feels visceral as well.
Right.
And you'll be able to come across different things. Like here we have an Imperial shuttle landing. Do you go and mingle with those people? Do you mess around with the Empire at this point? Or do you save it for a little bit later on? Because guess what? That droidsmith, he's going to be located in an Imperial compound.
Oh, just our luck. Just
our luck.
Well, how well equipped can the player be to tackle? That's not a compound, that's a fortress. I mean, what does Kay bring to the table to be able to deal with these kind of scenarios?
Well, she's got to have the equipment to be able to do that. And that starts off with things like your binoculars to be able to scope the different opportunities.
Dice que te
It's
da
not just one
libertad
way
para
in. There are several ways in.
hablar, hacer la misión libremente como tú quieras. Ha visto una nave imperial y está diciendo que puede hacer cosas con ella o más para
So
adelante y
it's a
tal.
massive force in front of you. We're going to go stealth.
Okay.
And binoculars, one thing.
Y que tiene
blaster,
diferentes
another.
formas de
Mix,
acceder a los lugares.
incredibly important.
A
Let's
lo
just
bravo, a
have
lo
a taste
sigiloso.
of how Kay uses Nyx.
Okay.
She's going to be sending me across and attacking, clawing the hell out of that stormtrooper.
I feel bad for the guy. That's
You shouldn't. He's
Está muy bien,
there.
este juego está
He's
muy,
built for
muy
this.
bien,
Okay.
tío.
Take out the second
Pero muy bien.
stormtrooper, and now you have to hack through that laser barrier to be able to get into the gooey good stuff in the middle
Yeah.
of that fortress.
so. There's quite a few different ways of engaging in a mission like this.
Absolutely.
What would happen if we did go in all blasters blazing? Would it be a big problem for us on this particular mission?
This is an Empire compound, so that's going to be a real problem.
Okay. I'll take your advice on it.
One of the conditions is that you don't set off the alarm, because if the alarm
Oh.
sets off, you're going to shut down that compound.
Fair enough.
You may revisit the compound later on to be able to steal more stuff and to really find all of the treasures. And there, you can do it the way you want. But ATSTs, guarding the door, you've got a blaster and Nyx. Do you really want to put yourself in that sort of situation?
I could take my chances, honestly. Earlier on, though, we did see with Kay's using her blaster now, but before that, she was working on it a bit on her workbench.
Yes.
Inside the Trailblazer.
That-
What is that all about? Is that like
That's-
upgrading? Or?
Yeah, that's absolutely upgrading your weapon.
Okay.
Because we want this to be about a.
Yo espero
a
que
resourceful
viniendo de
And a
Ubisoft no
underdog,
tenga
they
tanto
have
bug,
one
macho, este
main
juego,
tool
pero
that you can upgrade. You can
Si
have
no,
a charge
no sé,
blast, which is like a rocket launcher.
yo podría ser mi
Plasma, which is the
candidato
regular blaster
al GOTY.
with speed
Uno de,
mode to it, so
uno de
it
mis
feels
candidatos
like
al
an
GOTY.
automatic
No,
weapon.
no digo que
And
sí.
you have
Uno de mis
one
candidatos al
function,
GOTY.
which is the shock
Porque
function,
pinta
which
aún.
we'll see a little bit later on.
Nice. I love the way that she even moves around. Like you mentioned before, Scoundrel archetype's one of your favorites, but the movements of Kay, the mannerisms, the swagger really communicates that so well.
It's something that we worked on Division 2.
Right.
And those are trained military agents,
Yeah.
civilian agents, but with military training. Here we wanted a resourceful underdog, so you have to have that different movement. But all of those mannerisms and that sort of swagger that you see
Yeah.
there, that's Umberly who brought that to the character, and she'll be able to tell you all about it.
Okay, great. I'll make sure to. One thing that I want to point out as well, we did just talk about the blaster a little bit. We're getting to see some of the action over there. Nice shot, by the way.
Tiene
The sound of
cobertura,
it too.
tiene-
I mean, in Star
Hilo.
Wars, that are iconic players. You know, when we listen to them, it makes the hair in our
If you
arms stand
close
up.
your eyes and think
Oh.
TIE Fighter,
Yeah, TIE Fighter, I'm thinking like the seismic charge.
Yep.
Oh man, yeah. But Kay's blaster also has a really satisfying punch to it. So tell me about the process for making sure that you're designing a weapon sound-wise, the feel of it, the look of it, make sure it's authentically Star Wars, but also brand new, something that you've created.
we have to get inspiration from the past, get inspiration from the original trilogy, because this adventure happens in between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi.
Right.
So we had access to all of those things. And then the pleasure is looking at that, working with that, and coming up with something that
Madre
sounds
mía.
new and that become its own
8 días
sound.
para este juego.
And that extends from the sound
8
design,
días, señores.
you know, the music
8 días.
piece, which I think is remarkable. You
Yeah,
heard it
gorgeous.
in the trailer. It's fantastic.
Anytime
La tía que la verdad que
Goosebumps, it's crazy. So we finally find our droid smith here then, I guess.
no tiene conexión con la trama
I'm not going to
Jedi.
spoil
No,
the story,
ninguna.
but the droidsmith, Gadik, has a past with you.
No tiene.
And he's ended up working.
Oh,
in
que
the
te puedes
Empire,
pasar
so you know
tranquilamente.
he's made some really bad
Es
decisions.
Jedi, si no te lo pasas en este juego no tiene.
A protocol droid.
Si tiene conexión con el mundo de Star Wars, hay interés, así pues, cosas
that's
que
caught his interest.
That's
te
cool.
va a recordar a
It's a
películas
real
o a
challenge,
series de
it's a
Star
real
Wars.
opportunity.
Pero
It's
sí,
not motivated by the credits, but
por ejemplo,
tinkering around
ya
with
se ha visto que se
some
ve
new tech.
Han Solo en la
Okay.
carbonita, porque es entre ese periodo,
I could get
entre,
on with this guy.
entre el 2,
But the
no,
problem
entre el
is,
capítulo
once we-
5, el capítulo 5 y el capítulo 6.
we have to get out as well, right?
And that's where the blaster comes into its full
right.
use.
Nice.
So this is going to be part of one of those main quests.
Mm-hmm.
It's a linear quest, and there's a whole path where you explode into the combats, and you use
Yes.
all of the tools at your disposal.
Right.
Before we edited a little segment which was a puzzle room.
Right,
We didn't
yeah.
want to spoil the puzzle. We didn't want to spoil the traversal. We wanted to focus on the real action.
And everybody's just
That's
whipped
it.
over and saw us immediately.
Let's just escape.
But this is where Kay sort of comes into her own, because scoundrels, they love to improvise. They're good under pressure, and so I guess you're encouraging players to make sure they look around them, identify
la verdad
what's
que
useful, send nicks out.
15 o 20 minutos
Play
por cada
around with
videojuego,
all
tío,
of
ya.
those tools.
Pero
We've got an
mire,
adrenaline shot.
ocurre.
If you recognize that, it allows you to slow
me
time.
están mostrando
pick your
siempre lo mismo
targets,
de
and it's
videojuegos.
an automatic kill.
Nice. That's a bit more of a problem though.
This guy's got a shield, and one of your modules will be able to disable that shield, opening them
Right.
up for the deadly shot.
Absolutely stunning.
And that's it. You grapple hook out and
we're
escape the
clear.
base.
You make it seem so easy. I'm gonna try it, and it's not gonna be that.
I
easy.
wish I was playing this. There's a whole team, and they've done an amazing job at capture.
Yeah, I mean, right at the end there, we also
Venga,
got a
ahora
little
un
sizzle,
poquito
little
más de
taste of
charleta
the rest of
sobre
what's to come in the
Star Wars
game. And
Outlaws.
one thing in particular I spotted there was some sabak happening as well.
Yep,
So
sabak.
you got to tell me about that because I love it.
Sabak is a big part of the scoundrel lifestyle.
Yeah.
So we wanted to create our own rules, which gave us this depth of play and being able to collect special cards that change the rules of the game while you go along. So there'll be tournaments, there'll be high stakes games, there'll be a lot of credits to win as well.
Great. Well, I'll have to get practicing on that, definitely. But so I just want to say thank you so much for joining us. This has been incredibly insightful. Cannot wait to play the game. It's not too long until launch. So
No,
buckle
next
up.
week.
Buckle up. Yeah. Well,
Habrá torneos, supongo que
Next up,
será
to celebrate the launch of Star Wars Outlaws,
torneos de
leaders
carrera o
will test
cosas
lucky
así,
fans
vamos.
on their Star Wars knowledge. Let's see how they got on.
Welcome to the home of Star Wars Outlaws here at
No
the
falta tanto para el
beautiful
lanzamiento,
Xbox
claro.
booth. And it's time
Dentro de
for
8
a
días.
massive giveaway. So we've rounded up some fans for a chance to win some very fabulous prizes. How will they earn this sweet loot, I hear you ask?
En una tienda.
Star Wars
No,
trivia, of
no
course.
muy lejano.
So here's how it's going to work.
Dentro de
Each
8
fan
días.
will be given a
Que
Star
venden
Wars
Star
Outlaws
Wars
trivia question,
Outlaws.
and if they answer correctly, they will win a beautiful Nyx plushie. Isn't it adorable? Wow.
No, mira,
Then
el
they will be
gatete,
given a
claro.
more difficult Star Wars Outlaws question, and if they answer that one correctly, they will win one of these custom Xbox Design Lab Elite Series 2 controllers and be entered to win one of our grand prize Star
Van a
Wars
regalar.
Outlaws
Hostia.
Xbox Series X and S consoles.
¡Wow!
Are you ready?
La serie X de Outlaws.
I'm here with the lovely Citron. And where are you from, Citron? I'm from Cologne. Amazing. Are you ready to win some prizes? Yes. Okay, let's go. First question. What is the name of the main character of Star Wars Outlaws? It's Kay. Yes! What's her last name? Vess. Yes!
Madre
let's
mía.
go!
Consola de
That's
Star
a
Wars,
nice
esa
plushie
memoria
for
ahí.
you. Well done. That's yours. Something to color. Okay, are you ready for your next question? It's going to step up a little. Ready? Yes, I'm ready. What is the name of Kay Vess's starship? Oh God. You can do this, Citron.
No te la vas a llevar.
I don't know.
No te lo sabes.
Falcon. Oh, so close, but it's not correct. Well, we still got your next plushie, so well done, though. Yay!
Coño, el gorrión legendario.
Okay, I am here with
Jan,
Jan. Lovely to speak to you. And where are you from today?
I'm from Switzerland.
Stunning. Are you ready to win some Star Wars prizes? Yes. Let's go. Okay, question number 1. What is the name of Kay Vess's main companion?
The little guy called Nyx.
Yes, it is! And here he is now. Congrats! Way!
Mira, sacando el peluchete.
Okay, are you ready to step up a level now?
Yes.
Okay. And how can Nyx help Kay in battle in the game?
So he can attack people and pull levers and stuff.
That sounds good to me. I think that's correct. Let's go!
No, si ganará el pavo este.
Well done! The Star Wars controllers.
La videoconsola de momento se gana el peluchete.
I am here with
Ahí va.
Marcel,
Marcel. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. Are you ready to win some Star Wars prizes?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. First question. What's the launch date of Star Wars Outlaws?
It's the 30th of August.
Yes, it is! GG's! Woo! And next for you. Let's go. Not long at all as well. Are you ready for your next one?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Between which 2 classic Star Wars movies do the events of Star Wars Outlaws take place?
The Empire Strikes Back and the Return of the Jedi.
Let's go! Well done, Marcel! You win the controller. A true Star Wars fan. GG's. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm now here with
Ilya.
Ilga. How are you today?
Thank you very much, fine.
Awesome. Let's win some Star Wars prizes together. You ready?
Yes, I am.
First question. What is the preferred weapon of Kay Vess?
It's a blaster.
Yes, it's a heavy.
Blaster.
Well done. Are you ready to step it up a level?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Next question, a bit harder. Where did Kay grow up?
On Tatooine, but I have forgot the exact place.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Cantonica and Canto Bite, but so close. Well done. Next plushie.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's go. Woo. Yay. Woo. Okay, I'm now here with
Thomas.
Thomas. Lovely to chat to you. Are you ready to win some Star Wars prizes?
I hopefully do, yeah.
I believe in you.
Nadie gana la
First
consola,
question.
por ahora.
Who is the publisher publisher of Star Wars Outlaws, the game?
It's Ubisoft.
Yes, it is! And next question for you. Woo! Let's go. Okay, next question, a little bit harder now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying.
What type of droid is ND5? K's pal ND5. What kind of droid?
It must be a PX Commander.
Yes, it is!
Va,
PX Commando droid. Yes!
Thank you.
el texto con el vídeo
Well,
va
that's it for us here at
de
Trivia
compaginar.
Gamescom. But if you think you can do a little bit better, you too can enter for a chance to win a custom Star Wars Outlaws Xbox Series X with a controller stand or an Xbox Series S. All you need to do is head over to twitch.tv/Xbox and follow the prompts in chat to enter this question. What species is Nyx? Good luck. Remember to answer in chat. And now it's over to Henry with one of the beautiful voices from Star Wars Outlaws.
Anda viendo todas las preguntas en la página de internet. Porque lo mismo después me meto.
They did pretty good on the quiz.
They did. I was answering along with them.
Yeah, you got them all right, obviously.
Obviously. Nyx did too. We're
He's
yeah.
got his drink, he's happy.
Después me voy a meter yo en la página, si contestando las preguntas me toca.
A Star
Me
Wars
toca
fan
algo de eso.
in particular. So before we get into talking how you're actually in the game, break down for me. What was your first what was your Star Wars awakening? How did that come about?
Well, I grew up in Venezuela, so it was all in Spanish, and it was Guerra de las Galaxias. So, you know, that's something I love about Star Wars, is that it doesn't matter the color of your skin, what language you speak,
Esta vez le
what
pone el
you
bola a la
are,
muchacha.
you all have a Star Wars story, and mine just on the other side of, you know, South America. So it's exciting, you know, when I got to share about it with my family and friends. I got to relate to it in my language, in my culture.
What was their reaction when they first found out that, by the way, I'm actually going to be in it now?
Unreal. I mean, there was a lot of questions. I think my family also, especially my parents, they started watching all of the movies, especially when I shared that it was in the original trilogy between Empire and, you know, Return of the Jedi. So I did too. I think I blasted the Star Wars theme song, and I watched the movies, and anytime I see anything Star Wars, I just have this Star Wars. You know?
That's part of it.
I'm like,
yeah, that's
geez,
us,
yeah.
that's us. In terms of Kay and playing the role of a scoundrel, where did you have to go? What did you have to reach into to sort of conjure up this character?
Ya me estoy cansando
we've seen
de
scoundrels
esto ya
in
otra vez.
this
De
timeline, like the
tanto
likes of
paloteo,
Han
tanto
Solo
paloteo,
and Lando
tío.
Calrissian. But they're so confident. They have the expertise. They know what they're doing because they're out there in the galaxy. Unlike Kay, she's a rookie. She's not an expert scoundrel, but she's a survivalist, and her and Nyx, you know, survive off of odd jobs and Canto Bite. They're dreaming of more. I love the attitude, you know, the charm, the witty banter, the swagger that they have. And, you know, those characters were obviously inspiration, but I got to try to bring my own heart to it. You know, Kay-Vess has flaws. She's imperfect. She has a vulnerability that I feel I brought to the role even from the first tape that I sent in back in 2022, you know. So that's something, you know, it's a collaboration
Esa
from the whole
tecnología,
team.
tío.
Well, the whole team's really important to it because...
Usar esa tecnología en los videojuegos, eso tiene que costar. Es como el cine, macho. Eso cuesta un pastizal los videojuegos. No voy a intentar sacar los videojuegos en otras plataformas para que lo vea más gente posible. Claro que sí. Pues eso es entendible. Pero lo que no es entendible es hacerlo como lo hacen mucha gente. Por no decir...
When you
Me voy a
walk
callar.
into a franchise that's already
Me
established,
voy a callar que no me quiero arder porque no me
you
quiero arder.
understand so much of it, the
No,
tone,
totalmente
you know,
entendible.
just kind of the general vibe of what we're
Hoy en
making.
día
But
un videojuego
because
te
it's
costar
motion
en los 90, 100 millones hacerlo,
requires
es
so
un
much aid
pastizal.
in visualizing what the world is going to look like. I don't have the luxury of relying on sets and costumes and hair and makeup. I mean, we're in the mocap studio in these cat suits, wetsuits with these markers. We're in a volume surrounded by hundreds of infrared cameras that are capturing our every movement.
Vamos.
It's a lot more
Vamos a
intentional.
ver
You have
que
to have this
venden
awareness of your
2
body and your
millones de copias.
instrument.
Vamos a calcular.
And you rely so much on the director, the writer, the storyboards. Sometimes they say, okay, we're kind of scene, so they pull up, you know, inspiration from the TV shows, from movies that have previously been done to capture
Para
just
recuperarlo,
the air of what
puede
we're
llegar a
trying to make because we have to
80
create it
euros.
in our mind's
2
eye.
millones de copias
So
son
that must be a
160
completely
millones.
different way
Si le
of
cuesta
bringing characters
100
to life compared to
hacerlo,
like film
y
or
le saca el
television, which you have
beneficio
done before.
de
I've
60
worked in
millones.
games before, but this is clearly the most involved project that you've
Absolutely.
ever been on, right?
From top
Pero
to
que no
bottom,
todo-
I mean, I'm
no
there
todos los
every
juegos
day in almost every scene.
alcanzan los 2
I've
millones
recorded
de
over
copias.
like
Y si es 1 millón de
11,400
copias,
lines for the game. So I hope you
no
enjoy that voice.
rentabiliza.
You're gonna hear a lot of it. It's expansive, you know, and it takes
Para
years
que
to
un
create
videojuego
it. They've been working on it for a couple
sea
years before I
rentable,
jumped on
debe
back
costar
in
menos de 80
2022.
millones.
So it's a long
Los
process.
juegos
It's,
no cuestan 80 millones,
it's an
cuestan más.
incredible journey. I truly have grown alongside KVS. So even though I've done video games before, leading a game requires a lot more responsibility. But I was ready
Me
for
refiero a
it.
los triple A, ¿eh?
I can't wait to play the game.
Un doble A no
It
cuesta
looks
80 millones.
absolutely incredible.
Pero este juego,
Surely they had a real
luego la ha
love
podido
mix,
gastar
at least,
Ubisoft
Obviously,
alrededor
we
de
got him on set.
más de 80 millones, se queda a los 100 seguro.
there. Well, unbelievable. Thanks so much for joining me. I cannot wait to play the game. It's not too long till it launches either, so
I know.
you're going to get to see how other people
Entre
react.
música,
It's hitting people on August 3rd.
licencia, ¿cuánto le habrá pagado Ubisoft
So that I'm good to go.
Keep
a
your
Rini
cards
por usar la
close.
licencia de
You
Star
can use
Wars?
Nix to cheat,
Yeah,
but
it's-
don't tell
Los
anyone.
sonidos, los efectos de Star Wars, un montón de cosas.
Thank you.
But
Las
coming up, we
imágenes, todo está
celebrate
registrado
20 years of World of Warcraft.
por
With the
Disney.
new War Within expansion, we're going to find out what fans can expect from the latest Elder Scrolls Online update. And next up, we're catching up with the team from 2 Point Studios on their latest title.
Y 8 días, quedan 8 días.
Cast, and that is only the
Una
beginning.
semana.
Check out the new expansion coming to Lost in Random.
Ahora, esa 20 años se va a celebrar una expansión para esperar a los fans. Vamos a las cosas. Los Random. Es que las letras están. Sí, en teoría. Sí, la licencia son lo que más encarece
What in random?
este tipo de juegos. Pero vamos,
I'm not
que
dead, Fortune.
A dice wielder. Oh, luck has finally turned.
Anyway,
es caro, son muy caros.
let's make this one count.
Una pregunta, ¿tú ves el texto con respecto al vídeo descuadrado? No van parejos, tío, que no. Lost in Random, de Eternal 10.
Greetings from the amazing CSUN Games, developers of the
Mecha
upcoming
Bri.
cross-platform online multiplayer game Mecha.
Otro juego que a mí no me va, lo siento. A mí los juegos de Mecha.
Let's showcase some gameplay through Mecha Break's core mode.
No me
6
25.
versus 6 squad missions. We'll demo the Eye of Mystery,
Pone.
where the goal is to earn points by capturing and uploading launch
No, no van
codes.
parejos.
Striker rear
¿Cómo lo pongo
is
yo?
Falcon,
Esto
a
parejo,
lightweight
tío.
mech that excels in aerial combat. Players can maneuver during their dive into the fight, controlling
Pero yo creo que no es culpa mía, eso es culpa de.
to open strategic options.
Yo creo que eso es de la retransmisión, vamos.
For example, Falcon excels in aerial strikes and reconnaissance. Pilots must be
Porque
agile,
ayer sí iban parejos, tío.
tactics with teammates while staying under the radar. We've
No, a mí los juegos de mecha no. Y después te pone un personaje femenino super sexualizado para que se mete dentro de un robot.
Each
Coño.
striker has unique speeds, inertia
Aquí lo sexualizan tanto.
combat capabilities.
Lo entiendo.
Transitions between aerial
Una
and
tía ahí
ground.
super pechugona ahí. Venga, pum, dentro de un robot. Venga, voy con el robot.
When implementing that, our Our main challenge was balancing air and ground mechs, given the varying visibility.
Hoy van a hablar también de Towerborne, tío, ese juego sí que me llama a mí mucho la atención, todo que se ha retrasado. Yo voy a Wii, que al final eran Mecha. Hay Crónica X, que al final te montaban los Mecha y tal, y esa parte no me gustó mucho, tío. Y los juegos de Mecha, yo entiendo de que hay mucha gente de que este tipo de juegos le llama mucho la atención. A mí, no. Yo soy súper sincero. Yo siempre voy a decir, me dirá esto en mi vídeo lo que me parece a mí, lo que no me parece. Debo intentar ser lo más sinceramente posible. Y no, a mí los juegos de Mecha, lo siento. Si viene Game Pass, pues bueno, puede que lo pruebe, puede que lo tantee, para sacarme algún loguillo de estos para tener los puntos reward y tal, pero no creo que le dé mucho tiempo a este juego. Mira, es que los juegos de japoneses, así tipo de Impact, Persona 5, incluso los Yakuza, que son juegos de lucha por turno y tal. Y a mí los juegos japoneses me llaman mucho la atención. Los juegos de Mecha tampoco son mi género favorito, es el rock occidental. Radio, del espacio, Mass Effect, cosas, Starfield, Skyrim, ese tipo de juegos son los que a mí me llenan y me atrapan. En Xbox Series X, S y PC. Top Point Museum.
Marine Life Museum in 2 Point County is, just as you'd expect, situated along the coast and boasts a treasure trove of wetlandian exhibits. Or at least it will do once you've hired some experts and sent them on perilous expeditions to unearth rare, but sometimes soggy sunken treasures. Discovering and maintaining the happiness of aquatic life is also a big attraction of the Marine Life Museum. And fish have a surprising number of requirements to meet.
Los juegos de zombies también me gustan, los juegos de supervivencia, los juegos de destrucción, los survival horror, por ejemplo, mi saga favorita de todos los tiempos es Resident Evil, me encanta. Otra saga que yo conocí hace mucho es Last of Us, me encantan los dos juegos de Last of Us. State of Decay 2 me encanta, el 3 lo estoy esperando como agua de mayo. Tío, los japos sí no es lo mío. Y este tipo de juegos tampoco. Yo entiendo de que hay una vez juegos, todo tipo de juegos, para todo tipo de jugadores, para todo tipo de usuarios, todo tipo de público.
Here to tell us all about 2 Point Museum, please welcome 2 Point Studios Design Director Ben Huskins and Executive Producer Joe Kula. Welcome to Gamescom, to Cologne.
It's great to be here.
Great to be here.
How is
Un momentillo, ahora mismo.
Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. It's such a great. The atmosphere is a little bit too warm, but that's okay.
That's okay. And the halls are cooled, so everything okay. And today's the first consumer day, so we're really excited to have you here. So, 2 Point has taken on education with campus, on medicine with hospitals. So now, Ben, how did you come up with the idea, the theme of museum, and why should fans be excited about this game?
Yeah, well, the thing that's great about museums is that they have these amazing collections of completely unique exhibits. And as soon as we started talking about museum as an idea, we got really excited about what if we let players build up their own unique collections of exhibits. And that got thinking about, well, like, how do players get these exhibits? They can, you know, they can send their experts off on expeditions around the county. They can basically explore and discover. We really love this idea of getting across this sense of exploration and discovery and anticipation about what might come back when your team comes back from an expedition. And this just got us really excited about, you know, getting these exhibits, and then of course once you've got them, putting them on display in your museums, and actually that whole side of it as a museum manager, you deciding how you lay things out, and you deciding where do you put your most impressive exhibits, where do you want to channel your guests through the museum, and how do you give them the best possible experience.
Some ideas.
Towerborne, ¿no?
I've also saw in the trailer that you welcome families. I saw a lot of little children climbing on very precious exhibitions. So what do we need to look out for when we're welcoming those visitors?
So we were really excited to introduce children to 2 Point County, and I think it's just felt like such a natural place for them to be. And with children, we've introducing family groups, we've introduced school trips, and all sorts of, they're kind of like little agents of chaos, and they make a right mess.
¿Te das cuenta cómo la gente de Michigan se va uno a cagar y se pierde everywhere? Madre mía, no me digo, y Dorina que me estaba aguantando la gana de hacer pipí.
So when professors come in, you need to focus a bit more on education, because they're going to donate money based on how much they learn about all of your exhibits. And then if you've got frozen items, you'll get
the Yetis. I love them. I love the frozen exhibits particularly. So you always have to maintain your exhibits. So with frozen items, you need to have your freezer cooler, and then you'll get Yetis come to visit.
So if I have all these visitors, how do I keep them happy throughout the game?
So I particularly love decorating. So for me, I keep my visitors happy by making a beautiful museum. So I look into customization option, decorative items, and try and make a really incredible space for them to enjoy.
Yeah, Joe's museums are usually a work of art, whereas my museums, I guess my philosophy is more, you know, fill
Oye,
their
estoy jugando de
minds
Starfield, todavía no he probado el coche,
That's
tío.
more my approach.
Hay un par de aventuras por ahí perdidas y
To end up being a bit of a hellish
no sé ni cómo se consigue el coche, la verdad.
visitors have to go through about 5 different gift shops before they can escape the museum. Don't get me
No, a mí
wrong,
estos
they still
ponies
have a good
tampoco me
time, they just
llaman.
leave with no money.
So in another world, you would be managing a theme park also.
Well, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
I get it. So is each museum restricted to one exhibit type?
So you can actually put any exhibit in any museum. So
Es que hay
we designed the game
cada cantidad de videojuegos hoy por hoy, tío, que es que yo sigo pensando que el potencial de las consolas no llega ni a 50 ni a 60%, tío. Es que este juego no necesita una serie X ni una PlayStation 5, por ejemplo. Esto es una Xbox One, una Play 4 corre, vamos, y sobrado. Ah, tú gas todo el catálogo de una videoconsola estas de última generación, la serie X y de PlayStation 5, muy igual, muy pocos juegos, tío. Llega a exprimir la consola, tío. Estamos en una generación ahora sacan consolas más potentes que no son aprovechadas. Y cuando están saliendo los juegos que sí realmente aprovechan esa generación, se saltan a la otra.
Let's talk about fish romance. I always wanted to say that on an Xbox broadcast. No, but seriously, how do we keep the fish population healthy?
Yeah, so I mean, the whole aquarium management feature as a whole, there's quite a lot of depth to it, really, because there's all these different types of fish, and they all behave in different ways, and they all have different characteristics. And you're having to think about, like, do I have enough filters aquarium to keep it going? Do I have the right types of food for the different fish that I've got in there? Is the aquarium the right temperature for them? Because all the fish have different needs, different requirements. So there's quite a lot of depth to it. Like the aquarium management as a whole, it's almost a game in itself. And so yeah, you're having to think healthy, because you know you can even name your individual fish, and and get quite attached. You know, oh, that's
Madre mía,
it's,
es que
Clive
ya hace
fish,
20
that's my
minutos
favourite
para
fish.
hablar de este juego.
And then, you know, while you're nurturing them, you know, if you give them a nice little secluded area to hang out with, then maybe fish romance will blossom, and maybe you'll get, you know, nice little baby fish.
Okay.
Exactly.
Just one follow-up question. The name of my fish is called Bartholomew. If I want to know what he needs as food, what he really likes, where do I find it? Like, is there a fish tab or?
Oh yeah.
Ah, okay.
There's lots of info. Yeah.
Que se enamoren dos peces en acá en otro. Un juego consiste en hacer que se enamoren dos peces.
Right, yeah, so as you begin to expand your museum, you're going to want to go on more expeditions to find a wider variety of exhibits to have in your museum, and of course, as you get more to add to your collection, you're having to think about where should I put them relative to the things that I've already got, how's it affecting my layout, maybe I need to reorganize my whole museum layout. And as you get more things, the visitors will want to stay for longer in your museums. You're going to need to put down, you know, cafes and you know, other facilities to keep them happy. Otherwise, the kids will get bored and then they'll leave, and the parents will be really angry. And so yeah, you need to build up your collection of exhibits and just keep those guests staying as long as possible. And the thing we were really keen to do with museum is what we found is people get quite attached to their museums over time, because as you build up that collection and you're having to look after them, right, because you don't want your fish to die.
Hombre, esto va de gestión de museos, gestión de ciudades.
Because they'll ruin it.
Y también yo sé que hay mucha gente que le gusta este tipo de videojuegos.
Around laying things out. And so what we do is we keep giving you reasons to come back to each museum, which is great, because I think you do really feel like it's become your own thing.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming. And everybody who is here at Gamescom can play the game, actually, either at the Xbox booth or at the Sega booth, which is in the same hall, Hall 7. I love that we're neighbors. But then last but not least, I think you can wishlist it at home as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Now, to the newest chapter in the Life is Strange saga and the supernatural murder mystery it revolves around. Check out what you can expect from Max Caulfield and the gang in this new gameplay walkthrough.
Max Caulfield, the girl who could rewind time, is back.
Let's thrash, Chakabra.
But when one of her friends, Safi Llewellyn Fayyad, is murdered in the grounds of Caledon University, Max finds that her chaotic power has changed. Now, Max must shift back and forth to reveal the truth of her friend's murder, in an attempt to save Safi before it's too late. Once Max's new power pulse out from her fingertips at any time. While Pulse is active, she can peer through to the other world, seeing the differences between the timelines clearly. People and objects in the other timeline appear as dimensional echoes, allowing Max to avoid watchful eyes when shifting.
Good thing I can keep an eye on Alderman from here. Wouldn't want to show up right in front of him.
What the hell?
While Pulse shimmers around her, she can also see places where the veil between the two timelines is at its thinnest. These shift points are where she can push through to the opposite timeline to help her investigation in a multitude of ways.
Oh.
Do you need me to hold something, or?
Actually, yeah. I need an Allen wrench.
Got one around here?
No, I borrowed one from Carla, but I think she took it back. If you can go grab that from her, I'll owe you.
This could be to solve a puzzle, convince a character to reveal a secret, or retrieve an object lost in one timeline by borrowing it from another.
Better give this wrench to Moses.
Shift points work in both directions, so you can shift back and forth from the same spot.
So I found this guy named Alan, but he didn't know anything about a wrench.
No, Max, not literally Alan.
Ya estoy. What's up, Eddie?
Oh. You are a lifesaver, Max. Dad joke aside.
I'll never apologize for my dad jokes.
If you're worried about losing track of which timeline you're in, well, Max herself may get confused too.
Have you talked to Reggie since yesterday? Reggie? Crap! Wrong Loretta, Max.
In the options, you can toggle a UI indicator every time you shift, confirming the reality you've just arrived in, as well as there being visual cues such as cheery Christmas decor in the timeline where Safi is
Este vuelve a
alive.
ser de...
Most importantly, to Max's investigation, everyone you meet has an increasingly divergent duplicate in the other timeline. Depending on which timeline you're in, they'll react to Max and her probing questions very differently. A grief-sodden conversation in one timeline may unlock an unexpected heart-to-heart in the other.
Grief is hard. The trick is not to let it change your character.
Everyone at Caledon is hiding something, and Max is the only one with a viewpoint unique enough to unravel those secrets, and the determination to reach the truth at all costs.
Everybody's talking about her.
Yo quise igual primero, tío. Tengo muchas ganas de retomar esta saga, tío.
She was murdered. Someone murdered her. I don't know how we're expected to just be okay with that.
Max has never been so.
No conozco gente que lo ha jugado, tío, y me han hablado siempre muy bien de esta saga, tío.
Are at Max's fingertips.
El 29 de octubre. No voy a aguantar, macho. Michiguata, no voy a aguantar la conexión, tío. Me estoy poniendo malo, me está poniendo la barriga tela. Lo siento. Hostia, pero es que me cago otra vez.
World of Warcraft has had a massive impact on the gaming world, as well as myself, since it launched nearly 2 decades ago. And here to give us a glimpse into their plans for the latest expansion, The War Within, the 3-part World Soul Saga, and the next 20 years of World of Warcraft, we have 2 excellent humans, and thankfully not orcs, sorry Horde, from the team at Blizzard. Please, Ian and Tina, introduce yourselves.
Hi, I am Tina Wong, Associate Art Director on The War Within. Super excited to be here and getting to chat with the Xbox community.
Chicos, voy a tener que cortar la conexión porque he tenido que comer algo que me ha sentado mal, que se me está descomponiendo la barriga, que es una cosa mala. Es más, me está entrando hasta... No sé, voy a ahora tomarme algo, lo que sea, pero es que no puedo seguir así. He ido 3 veces y no puedo. Lo siento mucho. Espero que mañana esté la cosa mejor. Voy a cortar aquí, ¿vale? Bueno, chicos, lo siento mucho. ¿Vale? Bueno, chao.
Salud.
somos libres de la amenaza de un conflicto mundial.